Hello everybody, I am Aaron the Gaming Godfather, and this is another just perfectly random League of Legends video. I always say random simply because that's what it is. It's normal queue and me by myself with 4 other random strangers going up against 5 other random strangers. This one I am playing Sona. I prefer Sona. She's one of my most favorite support champions in all League of Legends, simply because that is what she does best. She heals, she boosts your speed, she can deal damage like none other. She can not really stun, but she has a very unique crowd control, which forces anybody caught within her ultimate to dance uncontrollably. It's actually a little bit funny. All of a sudden see somebody start beating down on another person, like say Jax, and all of a sudden he can't stop dancing. Sona is also very unique in the fact that she is one of the few that offers up auras simply by her spells. It doesn't help that every one of her abilities except for her ultimate offers up an aura. Her Q obviously adds a attack damage and ability power increase. Her W increases her and her allies magic resistance and armor, and her E obviously increases her speed as well as her allies' speed as well. The one thing I really like is previously she had a very interesting passive in which basically any 3 songs her next auto attack would do increased damage, and this of course meant anything. Well, Riot, thank God, they decided to make her even more of a support and have it so whichever the last song was played would actually affect the passive in a different way. Obviously, your Q, you hit harder. W, your enemies, whoever you hit with it, with your new auto attack, they are actually doing less damage. And your E, when you hit the person, they are slowed down by, I believe, 25% for a short amount of time. Nothing fantastic, but still, it worked out just perfectly, simply because with that, let's say you need to chase somebody down, you pop your E, all of a sudden you and your allies are running faster, you're getting auto attack range with the enemy, and all of a sudden you hit them, they're going slower. It's a perfect way for setting up a chase. For those of you out there who see the obvious things, I went with Flash and Clairvoyance. That's basic support spells right there. Flash in case I need to get in and out real fast, and Clairvoyance is just simply a great way in case I don't need to buy wards. I have Clairvoyance. We need to check Baron, boom, let's reveal what's over at Baron. We need to check Dragon, boom, let's go check what's over at Dragon. And those are 2 spells I highly go off on, simply because I don't use Ghost with Sona because she actually has a minor version of Ghost just by her E, and I prefer to use that rather than have Ghost. And that I'd rather flash away and be out of range rather than try and possibly run away with Ghost. So that's why my go-tos are Flash and Clairvoyance. As you can see, I'm leaning with Xin Zhao, and this was actually perfect setup because Ryze, he's going to take mid. He'll do alright, I believe, but that's not going to matter. We're going to be focusing myself as Sona. I'm not trying to be any nihilistic, self-indulgent, anything like that. It's just a way of saying this is a normal game just for those who enjoy watching other people play League of Legends. I perfectly understand why. I'm the same way. Of course, we have at top, we have Poppy and Galio. They're going to do alright. They're actually going to get pushed on a little bit, but they're going to do really well against defending it. And this is actually a perfect combination you'll see down the road. Xin Zhao and myself, we do very, very well. We're going against Pantheon and Anivia, and these two, they're a little interesting simply because you will see down the road, for some reason, everybody does this. They just assume Sona, squishy, champion, only support. That's all they think of. They forget that if she gets fed at all, or even just gets a ton of assists with her lane partner, she is very deadly and very dangerous. Especially with the fact of the matter that with someone like Xin Zhao and I'm making him even stronger and making him hit harder or being even tougher, that's not a good thing to allow to sit around. I'm trying, if you're wondering why I'm not going for a lot of last hits, I'm basically allowing Xin Zhao to try and go for last hits. I don't want to take any kills. I don't want to take any minions from him. I want him to have more. Why? Because I'm going to be building things such as Archangel Staff, Philosopher's Stone, things like that, simply so I have a ton of mana or mana regen and I can stay in the back. I can keep everybody healed up. I can keep people moving forward and hitting hard. And whenever the enemy decides to go for a good push on us, I can make sure to say, hey, get the heck out of here, bugger off. Now, as you can see there, Jin Zhao immediately, boom, goes for that. And I swear that was not intentional. I did not mean to kill Seal. I just want to make sure Jin Zhao is not going to die while Anivia is trying to poke away at Jin Zhao while, of course, Pantheon dies. So that was an unintentional first blood by myself. That was completely accidental. I actually felt bad. And the sad thing is you'll see probably a few more down the way. I don't want to reveal too much because some people I've heard they don't want to hear a lot of spoilers in League of Legends game. But that's neither here nor there. You'll also see I get a little weird with my spells. I usually, for some reason in this game, I only focus my Q and W. Pardon me. And I don't get my E song until about 8 or 9, I believe. I've really pushed it off, and that's because you can see Jin Zhao, he's going very, very aggressive, and I need to make sure, hence why I also went with the Meki pendant for Mana Regen. I wanted to be able to sit there and keep him healed up, and just keep healing, keep him buffed up, keep him going. Because he's going to be the source of the damage. He's going to be the one that they're going to be, that Pantheon and Nivea are going to be afraid of. All I'm going to do is come in behind him and support him so he can keep on hitting as hard as he can. Now, as you can see there, Jin Zhao is not afraid to get aggressive, which is good in this game. You will see he automatically, he's already pinging, he's saying, hey, let's go get him, blah, blah, blah. Now, right there, he almost bites it, but yeah, for that last second, he was in Pantheon's range. I wish I could have done more, but there wasn't really much I could have done. And even on low health, I didn't want to be pushing that far ahead with Pantheon stun up and Anivia stun. And I decided to kind of back off. I don't know why Jin Zhao went for it, but that's neither here nor there. So right now, it's kind of 1-for-1 here at bottom. But Jin Zhao, he's pushing as hard as he can. Anivia, she's trying to really peg me down, knowing how low on health I am and how little maximum health I have, period. I'm well under 1,000 health for even just maximum health. So she's going to try and get those kind of blind shot offs and trying to get me from a far range with her ice ball. I do apologize if I'm getting that wrong. I very rarely play Nivea. I've only played her maybe a maximum of 4 times in League of Legends. That's within a year and a half. So I do apologize if it's not called the ice ball. It just looks like a giant ice ball to me. Of course, Jin Zhao's back in action, and he's already looking for a little bit of vengeance. So, of course, I'm back to healing him up. I tossed my reveal down there so we can see what's going on in the bush, or in both bushes rather than just the one that Jin Zhao's in. Of course, Jin Zhao easily gets his vengeance by taking on Nivea. We also scare off Pantheon pretty well, actually. This is where it's going to get a little bit boring, folks, because now we're slightly ahead. And not by much, though. As you can see, though, we have no problem saying Pantheon, bugger off. And, of course, Nivea, she's going to get smart and figuring Jin Zhao can dash on me, and he can knock me up in the air and do tons of damage. I need to stay away. But that won't stop our killing. But, like I said again, folks, I do apologize. This is the boring part, but that's what it is. It's really just going to be boring here. It's going to be me just kind of hanging out here and keeping Jin Zhao buffed up and ready to go. That's going to be it. Sona is not the most exciting champion in League of Legends by far. She is definitely a passive type. And as you can see there, if you're wondering why I put the little reveal, if you look at the map, that's because it is already, myself, and Jin Zhao, we're already level 5. So is Pantheon, and I believe Nivea is level 5 by now. If not, she's level 4. So we're expecting that level 4 gank from Rammus, especially since it's a jungle Rammus. That's very common. But we've not seen him. We haven't seen him the entire game. So that's something that's kind of getting our attention. The fact that there's a little spiked devil out there, and he's waiting in the midst. So, of course, I'm now getting a little paranoid. I'm thinking, where is he going to go? Is he going to go mid? Mid's overextending a little bit. Is it going to go top? They were a little bit ahead. Are they going to go for us? Because now we're a little bit ahead. We're all a little bit too far for our own good. But it never came up. It never happened. Not here. That was an unintentional kill again. I did not mean to do that. I just saw that Pantheon may try and do something like a stun and run away or something. But of course, Xin Zhao, he wants that Nivea kill. He wants it so freaking bad he can taste it, but of course, Tower can take him out. But still, it's a 2-for-1. I guess it was somewhat worth it. And yeah, I still would have preferred if Xin Zhao would have backed off, but for some reason, he wanted to take out Nivea. Xin Zhao is joking right down there, if you can see in the text. I, for a second, thought he wasn't, and the reason why that I was being a little bit cynical about was the fact that I had played several games before Sona, and every single time I got a kill, everybody's saying I was kill stealing. It's for those of you that play Sona, you are very well aware in what situation I was in. You can't control which the Q attack hits. You can't control it. It just happens. It will attack the target's minions or champions, either two. If there's two champions that are close to you, or two minions, or some mix thereof. It has no prejudice whatsoever. It just attacks. It's very simple-minded. So I was actually thinking for a second Xin Zhao is being dead serious. I've seen very serious. Oh, you're kill stealing. You're kill. Stop KSing. You're the support. I thought he was joking, and I actually didn't read into it that much and see that he actually was joking. I had gotten to the point I was just so fed up and so wanting to tear my hair out thinking that they're dead serious. But turns out he wasn't. And he's actually liking the fact that one of us is being fed, either him or myself. He doesn't matter. The fact that one of us is getting fed and Anivia is not getting fed. We really like that, especially the fact that Pantheon, the attack damage carry, is not being fed at all. We both like that a lot. So we're really liking what's going on at lane, actually. If you're wondering about my build, this is my usually typical Sona support build. Not really going for ability power so much. I will down the road try and go for flat ability power, not by runes, but just getting as much, death cap, anything like that. But right now, I'm just want to make sure I have Archangel Staff, my cooldown reduction boots, and of course, I want to get Philosopher's Stone. As you can see here, this is where finally Ramos comes in to go for a gank, and he ends up failing horribly. He ends up getting Anivia killed. He himself dies. All of a sudden, Nidalee, she tries to come in for the help. And for some reason, Nidalee is following me almost within tower range. Did get some tower range. Still continues to take me down, thinking that she could take me down with spears. And, of course, she gets taken down. So, that was a 3-for-1 at bottom lane. Middle is now clear and open. Bottom's now clear and open. And that's the end of part 1. Not really much of a cliffhanger, but as you can see, I'm having fun as Sona, so stay tuned and watch part 2.